Welcome back to the Square. I am your host, Curtis the Fifth.
And I am Curtis the Fourth.
Super Bowl is here. It is Super Week. It is Friday the 11th, 2 days before the Super Bowl. And let's just get into this matchup and everything that this matchup brings. We are going to play a little bit of a game. I have some interesting prop bets here for the Super Bowl. Printed them out today, so these are Caesar Sportsbooks lines today, but we'll get into that in a minute here.
Like how you turned us private conversation into a segment.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
The information I needed.
Yeah.
So
We got some prop bets that we'll discuss here. We'll preview the game, keys to victory for both teams, and we'll obviously make our picks here. So strap in.
Right.
Where do we start? Let's talk about the game itself. Let's keep the gambling out of it for a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. You have won the season on the picks. Overall, let's go back here really quickly here. We did tie the regular season 168 and 104.
I made it interesting. That's all I did.
We made it interesting for each other. We both let each other have a chance of getting it back in multiple times.
But I waited in the wee hours of week 18. It was like,
yeah,
come on.
All right. But you did pull it out here with the playoffs with the 10-2 record. 4-1-1 against the spread. I beat you on the spread. I'm 8-4 on the record. 4-0-2 against the spread. I got 2 pushes. You got 1 straight up loss.
Like two fractional points of that award. It's like, okay.
I'm up by a half a game.
Half game?
Yeah, half game lead over here.
Got it.
So for the degenerates, listen to me. But regardless,
listen to me most of the time.
Yeah. Straight up money line, go with him. At the end of the day, though, we had a fantastic season. We killed it on the picks. We helped some people win some money.
Gotta help myself more.
This playoff run. But I think we have a good Super Bowl on our hands. I'm not obviously not the matchup that we wanted. Let's just get that out of the way. Matchup we wanted.
I'm done with the whole soaking over. You can talk freely. I'm fine. I'm gonna have to be.
No, I'm talking for myself.
Right.
I wanted Kansas City versus LA. I thought the best team versus the AFC this entire season was Kansas City. The best team in the NFC, I've been saying it all year, was the Rams.
We have been wanting that since the Monday night game 4 years ago. So we have been waiting.
That is so true.
And it has not happened. So move on.
So that is what we wanted. My preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, the Rams are here. And we've got them versus a very interesting team in Cincinnati.
True.
And
I have not had a problem with them until a week ago.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Now,
at this point. Cincinnati is a fun team to watch, though. This entire playoff run, I think we've been not only shocked, but truly entertained watching this team because they defy all NFL metrics. I'm at a loss for words, but basically, what we talk about from the beginning of time when it comes to the NFL is that the game is won in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And Cincinnati was just like, no, that does not exist here. We don't care about that. Joe Burrow defies all reason when it comes to what traditionally would win football games. Mm-hmm. He got a sacked record 9 times in a playoff game. And still pulled out the win because Ryan Tannehill likes to throw interceptions.
I'm gonna say, in fairness, they were playing the Tennessee Titans that were a very suspect 1 seed that most of the country had already stated, but it doesn't hit the narrative right now for the Joe Burrow. But go ahead.
But regardless, that was a team that was still able to get 9 sacks on him.
True. And
pressure him. I think the number was like 70% of his dropbacks he was pressured. It was legitimately insane how many times he was pressured in that game. But regardless, that team has pulled out win after win after win, and they went the tough way against Kansas City to pull off that win, and they got it, and they're here. And then we've got the team that, for some reason, everybody recognizes has the most talent out of anybody, out of any team outside of Kansas City, obviously, but on the NFC side, the most stacked team in the NFC, and we just conveniently keep talking about, oh yeah, kind of just waving them off like they like they're not that team,
right?
And now everybody is on board after they've won the NFC. Oh yeah, they can win games now. The damn team was 12-5. The team had a brand new quarterback come in and just dominate. And they were running the NFC West outside of their. They were literally a game behind Arizona, who was just on fire for the first 8 weeks of the season. And then the second that they went down, the Rams beat Tampa Bay like to a pulp, absolutely demolished them, and then they took over, and they really. It kind of went back and forth between them and Arizona for the most part. And then final month of the season, they took it and just didn't even look back. So, the Rams are just that team to me. It's not. It hasn't been a secret. I have not hid my feelings about the Rams all season long.
It's more speaking to the conference they play in, and there was just bigger, more popular stories that the news cycle wanted to go with. You got your Tom Brady's, you got your Aaron Rodgers, you have your Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys themselves. It just, you have these things in place. That, you know what I'm saying? And the Rams got buried under that some kind of way. And
how?
I'm just Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I guess that's more than enough. It's the stuff that we bicker about all the damn time. Like, man, God, why is this stuff controlling the airwaves? They're not even controlling the damn conferences or the damn divisions half the damn time. Oh, Green Bay had 13 wins. And where did that get them? Thank you. On the couch with us. So.
First class ticket to my couch.
Exactly. 0 playoff wins. So it does not, at the end of the day, it did not matter. So. Yeah. Whatever, and no, I'm not bitter because the Chiefs lost. That's a whole different thing. But the point being is, it's just they got buried. That's all based on, I think, more so from the conference aspect. But always was there, and my gosh.
I mean, I feel like I single-handedly kept them into the conversation about Super Bowl because I feel like this entire season I've been the only person talking about the Rams being the team to beat in the NFC.
True.
So that's just me. I'm going to stand on this soapbox till the end of time.
That was the opposition. That was the only one I had against them. And when they flamed out, I didn't have anything to say. It's what it is. I mean, hell, ain't neither one of neither one of my horses. No way. So
they were my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. So I
never. Yeah. I never make Super Bowl.
You don't like to do it.
I don't. It's because no one gets it right. Like they both teams.
I'm about to. No, I wish I would have put a future on it.
As far as the matchup, no one.
The whole matchup. No one ever can never get that right. There's always one of them falls.
But I will say I got it right once in my entire lifetime. Once.
Which one was that?
This was so simple. It was so easy. I couldn't believe no one else got this. Oakland Raiders versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it was 2001.
Yep,
that one. If you see
my consciousness doesn't go back that far.
Years, you would have to see like the previous 2 years. It was more in concession to. It gotta be these two. That's how it played out. It was. I know that's not very exciting football, but we did not live in that super popular social media world either, where they were just force feeding us stuff down our throats every night either. But so other than that 1 year, that was the only time. My point being is. It was an outlier fluke. So, but it was, it's not something that professionals or the
prognosticators can do.
They don't never get it right. They just don't. So I just choose.
Nobody had Cincinnati.
Right. And I refrain, and I don't even, you find me one Cincinnati fan who said they were going to Super Bowl and meant that. At the beginning of the year. And like, I mean, for real, like, no, I'm just not, I want them to win. No, I know they're going to go. That's
not a single one.
Thank you.
So let's talk about keys to victory because I think it's pretty simple for the Rams. I think the Rams game comes down to Stafford, take care of the football. Make sure you don't turn the ball over. Make sure you just keep it simple, play within the game plan, and you'll be fine on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, make them pay for drafting Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Attack that offensive line and do not let up, but do not ever rush more than 4. Always drop into an 8-man coverage, 7-man coverage, and rush 4, but make it Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and whoever else you want to let rush, go let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you rush 4, you let it be, and have Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Leonard Floyd just tee off all night long on Joe Burrow. Make him, if you can get to 9 sacks, do it. Sack him 9 times and make him do what he did against Tennessee, because I don't think he can do it twice.
And I'm not even going to begin to ignore what most of the outer world has been doing. This high-powered offense that they have that we did not see in Tennessee, which Tennessee just got edged 19-16 because of a field goal, even though the 9. I just need to put that game in perspective. Like, people don't want to call a game the way it was. Like, Tennessee wasn't the favorite, technically. It's that could have been
They're the
about
favorite.
As even matchup as all matchups in the entire playoffs this year.
I think if we go back, they were -2.5 at most.
At that, it was not. It's so it. The way they try to speak on these heroics is like, what are you talking about, man?
Which, if you look at that line, -2.5, you're saying that on a neutral field, if you average it out, Cincinnati would win by half a point, because you are literally, every single time you look at one of those matchups, you give the home team a field goal automatically. So you're saying that Cincinnati was that good that they would have won on a neutral site, regardless. Like that they were. You were saying Cincinnati was the better team, regardless.
Yeah, and then they win, and now the whole narrative changed. Like they were the underdogs. Like that's not what happened. In 1916, Shooter McPherson shows up again, does his job. It wasn't something that Joe Burrow threw an 80-yard bomb to Jamar Chase for a touchdown for the win as time was expiring. That didn't happen. And now in these matchups, I don't like the narrative here with Cincinnati. It is exactly the same as how I remembered it as a kid in 1988 when they played against the 49ers. It was the exact same thing. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig, and a slew of other players. Let me see. I don't know the rest of them. I tried to
before my time.
But my point being,
I knew the first 3 names.
High-powered offense, and yet for some reason the consensus were the Cincinnati, this gritty team from the
Cincinnati was that big back then in '88. Like, no, like people were taking them.
And when it came to the Super Bowl match, they're like, "Yeah, we're going with the Bengals." I'm like, Boomer Esiason and Ickey Woods. And I guess Collinsworth was the tight end. I think he still was. He was there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Collinsworth is like Higbee.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't know he was. I didn't know he ever got to the Super Bowl with them.
Yeah, he wasn't even notable.
Yeah.
He was just on the team. And
he's Uzama. No, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Bit more. I was gonna say that, but in his impact to the team, it's almost the same. But I think Uzama can block better. But moving on. That's neither here nor there. That's my point. It's just the team, the franchise got back. It's the same freaking narrative. That's what I'm looking like. Okay, first of all, I'm not even finna ignore who your opponent is. Your opponent passes it. Every box is checked on the eye test. What they went through. They went through. Oh God.
Are we talking about LA or
no?
Cincinnati?
They went to Vegas and took care of their business. They went out to the Titans and beat the number 1 team, and then they slayed the Goliath Slayer, in Kansas City, and they found a way to come back from 11 down and did it again, and swept the Chiefs for to go and going into the Super Bowl. This team is primed and ready and blah blah blah, ignoring what the Rams have done. The Rams had to go through two, mind you, two divisional opponents again for a third time and beat the defending world champions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Rams is a little bit more impressive here because when it's all said and done in the head to head.
Yeah, and let's just take the last month. Matthew Stafford has been, if not the best, the second best, most clutch player in the NFL. Yeah. This dude has been insane. And yes, you want to go back to the San Francisco game. He almost threw that interception to Tart. Tart literally dropped an interception there. He looked at that and was like, okay, I got to take care of the football, and did. He went down there and just was throwing strikes after that. There was like nothing in your mind after they threw that next pass was like, all right, Matthew Stafford is going to F this up. The entire time I was looking at that game, I was like, all right, yeah, Jimmy G, he's due for an interception here. That's how this is literally what I kept saying on the last 3 drives that San Francisco had the ball. He's due for an interception.
We talking about the NFC Championship or the last game of the year?
No, NFC Championship.
Okay.
As I kept saying, he was due for an interception, and lo and behold, he threw an interception. Whereas with Matthew Stafford, I never felt like he was not taking care of the football outside of that Tart pass, which was literally just a heave to get he got hit on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like it was a bad option to go that way. He just got hit on the play and he underthrew it.
Gotcha.
And so it was just like, okay. And after that, took care of the football and went straight down the field, and they went down there and they scored. They just got that next field goal, went up 20-17, and then that defense came out and they handled their business because that defense is insane. They've got guys on both sides of the football that just make it like, what are you supposed to do with this? And I don't know. I mean, obviously Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He's a freaking alien. He can come back with whatever the deficit is, apparently. I mean, he did it in the Super Bowl. He almost did it versus the Rams a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a matter of they literally just never wanted to take care of the football. There were 4 fumbles on the next 4 drives. They kept turning the ball over. And it wasn't really, not a single one of those turnovers were Matthew Stafford's fault. Right. And people kept trying to relate it back to Matthew Stafford. Oh, it's like, oh, he's falling apart. It's like, not a single one. A snap over his head. What is he supposed to do with that? Cam Akers fumbling in the red zone and then fumbling on the very next play. Cooper Kupp, who does not put the ball on the ground, he fumbles. What is he? How is that Matthew Stafford's fault? And why do we keep relating the fumbles of other people to Matthew Stafford? It doesn't make any sense. So there's been a lot of slander on Matthew Stafford's name this entire playoff run. His career. But I mean, I'm talking about this last month has been just like, oh, yeah, they won the game, but really was it him? It's kind of the same kind of sentiment that they give Jimmy G.
They're not the sexy pick.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know why Cincinnati is supposed to be. I think it's the new shiny thing, and they're the
fun.
One thing
I
about
get it.
Sports,
they're fun to watch.
That's the one thing I don't like about sports talk. It's that kind of stuff. Just it's new, so let's just roll with it. But then it has to fit the right new.
Yeah.
It can't just be anybody. If the Jets just blew up next year, come out the gate, first 6 weeks, they're 5-1. I don't think they're gonna get the type of traction that we've seen in Cincinnati. It will be a couple of footnotes. There'll be a little talk here, but all they're gonna be saying, we just watch. We're waiting for it to implode. That's that, and then it's gonna move on to, okay, back to Aaron Rodgers and back to Patrick Mahomes, or now it's gonna be Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and
Justin Herbert,
Justin
Lamar Jackson.
I mean, I made a mistake by saying Mahomes. We already know he's not even part of this conversation. They're not, because he's a safety He's a safety net conversation. It's like if all else we exhausted all other things, we can go and talk about the Chiefs at any point in time. It's just. But that's about this year. I don't even want to get into that.
Back to the Super Bowl matchup.
That's not even something I want to talk about. But I am having deja vu of 1988.
All right.
It's very weird, which I can't wait till we get to the prop bets, because we're finna make a killing. Because I'm telling y'all, right? Go ahead, do all the betting you want on Cincinnati. I'm just cooler heads will prevail in the Super Bowl. I'm just
We'll see. I'm talking about the prop
no.
bets
I'm
because the
saying
prop bets are
cooler
a little bit
heads in
different.
the
Yeah.
aspect of I cannot believe the way the Rams are being overlooked.
Okay,
It makes.
but let's
But go ahead. Go ahead.
we've talked about how
Tell
the
me
Rams
about
are
my
going
bets.
to win the Super Bowl through their defensive line, rush 4, drop 7, make
That's how
make
you're going to stop the Cincinnati.
yeah, because you got everybody in coverage. You can double team Jamar Chase. Uzama's not going to be himself, obviously. And I mean, Joe Mixon is going to be the guy. They're going to have to stop the run, but I'm not worried about that. It got Aaron Donald plugging up the middle. I'm not worried about the Rams stopping the run. So I think that the defense that is a defensive scheme. Make Joe Burrow do what he did versus play hero ball like he did versus Tennessee. That is the way to beat him there. And then offensively, take care of the football. You got to get those guys going early. Cam Akers and Sony Michelle run the football. Let's establish the run early, and then let Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, and it's not going to be Tyler Higbee, but whoever the third guy is over there, let them go eat over the middle because those DBs are not going to be able to keep pace with Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham all night long. It's not feasibly it's feasibly impossible for that to happen if you've got your run game going.
Right.
So Cam Akers, you need to take care of the football because I do not want to see a repeat of that Tampa Bay game. But I want to see Cam Akers get the ball going. If Cam Akers can have 10 rushes, 50 yards, just keep them ahead of the chains.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a cakewalk of a night for the Rams. So we've got that side out of it. Fantasy world, on the Cincinnati side, what would their keys, would they have to do to beat the Rams in this game?
Well, the defense is going to have to pay way above their pay grade, for one.
Yeah.
And not saying they don't have a bad defense. They don't have the greatest defense either. They have a middle of the road. What do you have them at? 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there?
Probably, I would say the way that they've been playing in these playoffs, they're probably around that 12, 13 range. They're on the, I think they're on the higher side defensively.
And that's fine.
I like their DBs. They've got a nice front seven. They've got a couple of holes though.
And I'm gonna say they're gonna have to put a hell of a lot of pressure on Stafford. They're gonna have to get Stafford, moving around in the pocket. But if
it's hard to do with that offensive line.
As I said, he gets any time to be able to carve you up. They just got a plethora of weapons. That's I don't know if that defense is compatible enough to stop this. They can sit there and be like, "Well, we stopped the Chiefs." Yeah, the Chiefs got some defensive liabilities that make things a little bit more easier for you.
The Chiefs don't have Jalen Ramsey.
They don't have that either. That's what I'm saying.
They don't got Aaron Donald.
That changes just because you stood up to the offense per se, and for whatever an offense that did not show up, but whatever that was about, that you can't hang your hat on that. Yeah, because if I look at your other two bodies of work with Tennessee and Vegas. Y'all having problems with these offenses, and I'm like, these are not state-of-the-art offenses by any stretch of the imagination this year. And saying that with Tennessee is being a shell of itself with obviously Derrick Henry's injury. Yeah, he came back, but
he was not himself.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't Derrick Henry. He was, Derrick Henry 3 years ago. Which good, but not good enough. That's all that was. But
is that Derrick Henry though? Because he has not had. Outside of that game versus Baltimore a few years back where he blew up and they stomped all over them, Derrick Henry hasn't had a very fantastic playoff career.
Not in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, regular season, he is King Henry. Playoffs, I'm just like, it seems like it's a little different in the playoffs for Derrick Henry because he just cannot.
Tennessee all the way around.
But I just feel like they can't get over that because I've seen Mike Vrabel try, just be like, nope. Ryan Tannehill, you are not throwing a pass today. They're going to turn Ryan Tannehill into Mac Jones when he was playing and he only had that 4 pass attempt game versus Buffalo. Yeah, that's why I felt like Mike Vrabel was going to do, and we've seen him do that, and still, Derrick Henry doesn't get over 100 yards, and you're like, the hell is going on?
I think that was where the whole Julio Jones thing came in and did not come in. kind of thing. But
taking him right back out.
exactly, it just didn't work. I get where they were going, but it's Tennessee. And that's my point. And Tennessee is with an asterisk. There's a lot of disclaimers that come with this team, and like, man, we got so many just things we bringing up. These are all valid points as to. I can see how Cincinnati beat them, and I can see pretty easily how they did it.
Yeah.
It's not.
We both chose Cincinnati over Tennessee. I think
both
we both
weeks. I've had them up until the AFC Championship. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I picked Vegas. I think I wanted to, but I didn't. I picked Cincinnati to win. It just
I picked Cincinnati versus Vegas. I picked Cincinnati versus Tennessee. I didn't pick them versus Kansas City. That was the only one I didn't.
That was my number 2 loss.
Yeah.
So it's the one that shouldn't have happened anyway. With that being said, I want to bring up an interesting stat.
What's that?
If I'm gonna ask you the question, I'm just gonna see if you can guess it. And then if you can't, I'm just gonna tell you the answer. How many consecutive games all season has Cincinnati won?
Consecutive game? Yeah. What is their most consecutive wins?
Yeah. At any stretch of the season.
Ooh.
Including playoffs.
Thinking it's no, because they lost that last game. It has to be 3. It has to be this run right now.
They did it in the playoff. They did it in the regular season too.
Okay, so 3 is their most though.
3,
yeah.
And that.
I was gonna say it would have been 4 or 5, but they lost versus Cleveland in the last week.
And right before that was their 3 games,
where they finished up versus Kansas City.
Because they beat the Broncos, the Ravens, and Kansas City, and then they lost.
And the Broncos and Ravens are shells of themselves right now.
And
the Broncos are who they are. The Ravens were a shell of themselves.
And the game was 15-10.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to just bring this up because when they were talking about the superheroics of the Cincinnati, I'd be like, my God, I watched this team harder than anybody else watched it. I'm like, dude, y'all have hyped this team up far beyond what needed to be hyped up. With that being said, what do you think is the total win streak, consecutive games by the Rams this season? At any given point of the season, including playoffs.
I feel like it's 6 or 7 wins, but it's probably 4.
It's 5.
5.
It's 5, and the 6th game got broken up last game of the season to the 49ers.
Yeah, that last because they were on fire at the end of the regular season, and then that last game happened.
So, I said all that to say this: for the Cincinnati to win this Super Bowl, meaning which translates then to they will have to do something they have not been able to do all season long and win 4 consecutive weeks or 4 consecutive games, to win the championship. And that 4th game has to come against the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Where's the disconnect here when it comes to prop betting and bets in Vegas, and everything has just been, Cincinnati this, Cincinnati that. Let me give you the 10 keys, the 4 keys to how Cincinnati's going to win this, the 3 keys to how the defense is going to shut down the Matthew Stafford and his offense. It is the most asinine things I have. This is the only reason why I have checked out in Super Week, because I already knew the nonsense. And it was just one story after the next. I'm like, wow. Y'all doing everything y'all can, which is this is something else that I've seen. When they go really super hard in on one team, that's already telling me that somewhere in their PR department, there's whatever metric they use, a measurement either to use for ratings or for how much interest they're getting, must be lacking severely in Cincinnati, where they gotta go is overindulgence of just promotion to the point now that the Rams are not even being discussed properly or truthfully or honestly or or fictitiously.
It was just funny because last year we had this conversation. We're about to see it for the 2nd year in a row, where there is a team playing at their home stadium in the Super Bowl. And last year that was the whole talk in Super Week versus Kansas City versus Tampa Bay. We were like, well, yeah, that's actually a pretty big thing because Tampa, that stadium and that crowd does get loud. It's a little bit less for LA because it is LA. I mean, let's not get it twisted. they let San Francisco come in there and raise hell that that final week of the season. So obviously the fans are favored. Yeah, but yeah, you're here though now, and so like you're in LA. This is the Super Bowl. They care about is winning, and so if that's the case for those LA fans, you're in the Super Bowl. There's no other more winning than this. So I think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a distinct advantage, but I do think that there will be an advantage for the Rams being at home, especially just comfort. You're at home. You've been in the locker room. You've been you know this. You've been here half the damn season.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's with Cincinnati having to come do the travel and you can sleep in your own bed. LA can like you can go to all your favorite spots. You don't have to be uncomfortable at all.
Nope.
So
no travel. Just probably got to get tickets for the family. Do not have to.
They don't even have to do that. They got guys for that.
I'm saying not have to break your neck. I mean, family has to come to you. You're still at the house. You know, it's just a lot of things have gotten ignored in order to elevate Cincinnati for relevance in the conversation. I'm like, damn it, you're in the Super Bowl. How much more relevant can it get?
Well, here, let's do this then.
Yeah.
Let's talk before we get into the prop bets because that's going to be its own kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make our picks and let's make this a little bit more interesting for just the sake of it being the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Give me your winner and give me the score that you think the game is going to end on. Because I think let's just go with our winners first, because I do think that is where we're at. I mean, with the way we've been talking, I think it's pretty clear.
I get it. Okay, I'm good.
Okay,
let's go.
So let's start with it. I think we're both taking the Rams.
Absolutely.
Let's make that clear to start here.
Absolutely.
And I want to get out of the way because you just wrote down what yours is, and I don't want that to influence my answer here. I'm taking it. I think it's going to be a 31-21 game.
Oh, it was close. That was close. I'm very close to you. I thought about that, but this is my thing. And I was about to say that, but then I changed it.
Okay.
I picked 34-24.
Okay.
Because it's one thing you did not factor in that 21 points. Shooter McPherson.
Yeah.
He at least got to kick one. That's all I was. I'm like 23 touchdowns alone. I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna spot you 24. I'm like, screw it. Rams 34.
Yeah.
So I did. Yeah. I felt at minimum the Rams are gonna win by 10. I'm saying between a 10 to 13 point range. I think is a sweet spot. This whole 3-4 point thing.
Yeah, the consensus on this game is Rams minus 4.5.
I'm not seeing a close one. I'm not seeing a close field goal game. You know, a field goal which this no. I mean it can go that way. I just don't see that. You know, but so I'm saying 34-24 Rams. You got 31-21.
Yeah,
very similar.
That's interesting. I see the Rams scoring points. It's not that I don't see Cincinnati not scoring. It's just
I don't scoring enough.
I just don't think that what offense of power that they do have, I just don't think it's going to be enough versus the Rams.
And I can't get enough about the defensive side of how in the world is the Cincinnati Bengals defense supposed to stop this offense? Like just completely stop them. Like you didn't do that to Kansas City. So why in the hell would you be doing it to this team? This team is more complete than that team.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's the Super Bowl because all logic has been thrown out of these predictions and people. I'm just like, look. If you're trying to make a big payday, put all your money on Cincinnati and hope they win. That's all I can say. Because if you win, you get in the bag.
Yeah.
But so I'm not trying to be influenced. I'm not even when I say this. It's not really to the bettors because that you pick whoever you pick from a plethora of reasons. But but the point being is. Let's be very clear who the favorites in the Super Bowl. It's the Rams. I mean, and
right now, by the way, the line is moved because the consensus line is minus 4.5. The line now is kind of shifted more into the Rams' favor. Money line, it went to minus 200 in the midst of us having a conversation today. But it also, if we want to talk about against the spread, the Rams have moved back to -4. So it is sliding back into the to Cincinnati's favor, and I guess in that way, like it's weird. It's been a really weird week. I think at some point it got all the way up to -6 for the Rams, and then it went all the way down to -3.5 for the Rams. It has been bouncing all week long, but I think that's because there's been so much money played on this that the line just had to keep shifting. Like they literally could not they could not at any point keep the line where it was because of how much money was being pushed for this game.
Gotcha.
So
matchup predictor. Would you look at that? The Rams 66.3.
All right. Well, let's get into the prop bets because this is going to be the fun one. I've got, let's count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. No, 19 different prop bets to go through here. So let's start from the beginning of the game. The most famous one of them all, to deal with the game itself, not to deal with the theatrics of the game, because you always have the how many Super Bowl commercials will there be, how long will the national anthem run, and all that stuff. None of that stuff. Let's start with the coin toss, heads or tails. The coin toss is it's plus 100 for both, which is actually quite funny because usually it's minus 110.
Okay.
For each.
Still a 50-50, but let's go.
Yeah.
So you gotta guess who actually wins?
No. Just coin toss, heads or tails. Will it show up heads or tails?
Oh my! I think I'm gonna take action on that. I'm taking tails.
You taking tails? I'm taking heads then. Because
somebody gonna win.
Yeah, one of the two. And then let's get to actual real football and how this is going to work. What will happen first? A sack at minus 115 or a touchdown at minus 115?
I'm gonna go sack.
Sack first?
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
I'm just playing the odds here.
I mean, not really. They're both at minus 115.
No, not those odds. Real odds.
Oh.
Of course, if I'm at the 80, I got to go 80 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Am I getting a sack first, or the probability of getting a sack is almost on every single play. Not necessarily a touchdown from every play.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Will the game be tied after 0-0 at any point? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
I say no. I don't think it will. I think somebody will score twice, and it will go back and forth for the rest of the game.
You're gonna see 7-7, and then it's gonna blow up, and then I'm gonna win right.
Total passing yards by Matthew Stafford, over or under 280.5.
Under.
Wow. Matthew Stafford, you don't think he's? I'm gonna say it right here. Matthew Stafford is going to throw for over 300 yards in this game. You know what? Matthew Stafford's going to throw for 325 plus. Okay. I'm calling it.
Go right
I'll take the alternate line.
Show guy. I'm just saying, you gave me. I'll take under 285.
You are getting better. I'm getting better odds for over. It's at minus 125. So no. I think it's closer. I think they're thinking that he'll be under as well at minus 105. Total touchdown passes by Matthew Stafford, over or under 1.5.
Total touchdown passes?
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go anywhere else but over on this one, that is asinine. This one's pretty easy too. Receptions by Cooper Kupp, over under 8.5. I'm going over. I'm not even gonna waste time. Over.
Damn.
This dude gets 15 targets a game. He's catching them.
But if it's anything like some of these dumbass coordinators be doing it in these Super Bowls, they'll try to take a player out of the game. They'll sabotage the entire game, just sort this one person down. I'm just wondering if this is that.
I don't think you can do that to this Rams team, though. You got Cam Akers in the backfield. You got OBJ on the other side. Matthew Stafford, you can't really just Matthew Stafford has the best. They better not blitz Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback. He has the highest QBR of any quarterback against the blitz.
8.5 receptions.
8.5 receptions.
Cup. Over or under? Damn. I'm just gonna say over because he be getting like 13, regardless.
Yeah. Over under receptions for Odell Beckham 5.5.
5 less. I'm gonna go under.
Under.
I think he get it right at 5.
This one I actually am torn on. I'm gonna go over because I think that they're going to try to take away Cooper Kupp early in the game. I think that they are going to try that, and they're going to try to double him. And the Rams love getting Odell Beckham involved early. They're going to take what they're going to give them until Cincinnati smartens up and actually plays the Rams honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might take a full quarter, and I think that the Rams will take advantage of that. Team to score the longest touchdown. Will it be the Rams at -120 or the Bengals at -110?
The longest touchdown?
The longest touchdown.
I'm going on a limb and say the Bengals.
I have the same thing. I'm taking the
play.
Bengals. Just Jamar Chase has like so many 25-plus yard plays that I'm just like,
You
okay.
said 25. I'm thinking like.
Well, no, I think it's going to be like a 40,
See,
45-yard play.
like,
He just has the most of
I
them.
can
It's
see
more
this dude
likely.
with a 62-yard
Yeah.
reception or something crazy. Like, what the hell?
Watch it be Samaje Perine.
Bengals. Oh, and what was this? What was the actual prop?
Team to score the longest touchdown. All right. Longest reception by Cooper Kupp. Will it be over or under 28.5 yards?
Say that one more time.
Cooper Kupp's longest reception. Will it be over or under 28.5 yards? I'm saying over.
I'm gonna say under. Because that's it. Neither one sounds right to me. To say over or under. I just go with under.
All right. Total rushing yards by Cam Akers. Over or under 64.5?
Under.
Going under. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Unfortunately, I that scares me only because I do really feel like they need to get him involved.
No, but I mean, what's factoring in that they got 2 other running backs. So
yeah, I know.
I think they're gonna throw a whole lot of. I think it's more so.
And they might be throwing it to him out of the backfield to get him his over 100 yards from scrimmage or what have you. So.
Right.
All right. First touchdown of the game will it be a passing touchdown or will it be by some other means?
Just to be safe, I'm going passing.
I think it's going to be other. I think it's going to be a rushing touchdown by.
But it has to be a touchdown, though.
Yeah. Okay. It has to be a touchdown. It can be by a pick six. It can be a fumble recovery for a touchdown. It could be a punt return touchdown, kick return touchdown.
Yep.
Any way that they get into the end zone other than the quarterback throwing them the ball on an offensive play.
Gotcha.
So you're going. I'm going other. You're going passing touchdown.
Yes.
All right. Will either team score 3 straight times? Yes or no? Excluding 2-point conversions, by the way.
And this is also including field goals?
Yes. It just score 3 straight times.
3 straight possessions.
Excluding the extra point.
I'm going to say no.
I'd agree with that. Team to make the first field goal of the game, Rams or Bengals? I'm taking Bengals on that one. Evan McPherson.
Say that again?
Team to make the first field goal of the game.
I'm
taking the Bengals.
You so caught up in that little dude. Let me explain what
I love Shooter McPherson. I'm going to be honest here.
Let me explain what the whole country has been sleeping on. This is a man named Matt Gay.
You're so big on him.
He only had one bad week. Out of the whole season. I'm just saying, one bad week.
McPherson had 0 bad weeks. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Seriously, McPherson wasn't on nobody's fantasy championship team, so whatever. Moving on. Matt Gay is the greatest thing being talked about when it comes to kicking, which is interesting. Now we got Shooter over here. So I'm just saying, we have a 1A, 1B scenario here, but one is not severely not being talked about at all.
Yeah.
So give me the category one more time.
It is team to make the first field goal of the game, Rams or Bengals.
I don't even know who's getting the ball first. Oh.
I feel like the Rams.
I'll just go. I'm going Bengals.
You're gonna go Bengals, okay?
Because I can see them getting the ball first, and then they just can't necessarily punch it down, and he just kicks field goal. He only needs 50. As long as he got like 52 yards, in between them, he got it.
I'm taking Shooter McPherson from 70. No, I'm kidding.
Bengals first field goal.
Total passing yards by Joe Burrow. The line is at over or under 200. Sorry, God, over or under 276 and a half.
Who?
Joe Burrow.
Over
Passing
under
yards.
276.
276 and a half.
Over.
All right. I agree. Total passing touchdowns by Joe Burrow over or under 1.5.
Total touchdown.
I'm gonna say over.
Over or under 1.5. Over.
Receptions by Jamar Chase over or under 5.5.
Reception over. Gonna get 6.
Receptions by T. Higgins over under 5.5.
I'm gonna go over.
I was doing the same thing. Total rushing yards by Joe Mixon over or under 63.5. I think that's under.
Mixon's. Yeah.
Under.
Yeah, under.
All right, and total sacks in the game over or under 5. Total sack. I think over because that offensive line that's going to be 5
for the entire game.
For the entire game.
5.5 sacks.
No, 5.
The entire game.
Yes. I think the Rams are getting 5, so I'm taking the over.
So if they hit at 5, it's just a push.
It's a push, yeah.
Go over, I guess. I don't even like this category.
I think the Rams are getting 5 by themselves. So, highest scoring quarter will be the first, second, third, or fourth.
Highest scoring quarter.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say this now. I'm taking the second quarter.
All right, and then I'm taking the third. I was on the fence.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the fourth.
No, I think the fourth will be defensive driven.
Curtain call.
Yeah. All right. There are a couple of cross sports props that are for this game. Which is kind of it's funny. I just kind of wanted to go through these really quickly. These won't be a part of what we're doing here, but just wanted to mention them. So will Cooper Kupp have his longest reception? Will he have more yards on his longest reception than LeBron James has points the night before versus the Warriors?
Which would be Saturday?
Yeah. So on Saturday, LeBron James will play, and however many points he has, will Cooper Kupp's longest reception in the Super Bowl be more yards than however many points LeBron scores?
No, this is ridiculous.
I'm saying yes. I'm gonna say
you ain't got nothing on the line. You just say, I'll just take the opposite. That's fine. I just don't think so. Because I don't think Kupp.
How many are you thinking he's going to score?
No, because it's because if I put LeBron, let's say he scored 35 points.
Yeah.
Just put it. Is Kupp gonna get a 36-yard reception? He could, but he might get a slew of 14, 12, 13. It's like, I understand the big play. His big play could be 21 yards. That's not enough. That's all I'm saying. So it's just like, I could see the potential, but I just see more pitfalls than I see, more opposition from you winning that. But that's an interesting bet, though. But
yeah.
I
here's another one I think is even more interesting. Will Matthew Stafford's first completion be for more yards than the number of assists Russell Westbrook has the night before?
Say that again.
The yards of Matthew Stafford's first reception or first completion. Will that be for more yards than the number of assists Russell Westbrook will have in the game?
How many assists are you averaging this year?
I have no idea, but Frank Vogel keeps taking him out of the game, so I'm taking Matthew Stafford's completion.
What if it's like a 3-yard though? Well, he's not even gonna get 3 assists.
Russell Westbrook might not play.
I I'm just staying away from Eagles altogether. I'm just gonna go under. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right.
I like this. Somebody thought enough to create that, but
These are fun. I
God,
love these. These are
these
hilarious.
crazy. We putting real money on this. It's crazy.
Will the number of yards on Joe Burrow's first completion be for more? Oh my God. Will it be for more than the combined points, rebound, and assist of Steph Curry the night before?
Points,
rebounds, and assists from Steph Curry.
The Joe Burrow's what?
First completion. Oh, sorry, no. Longest completion.
Curry. No, stat line. Out of here. That's easy. Yeah, okay. What
right.
they do, they think he's gonna drop some 80-yard bomb or something, which he possibly could.
Oh wow. Will Joe Mixon have more rushing yards than the winner of the 4th round score in the WMPO? I'm assuming that's golf.
Well, Joe Mixon had what?
More rushing yards than the winner's 4th round score in this golf tournament this weekend.
No.
All right. That's all of the cross sport ones. I thought those were fun. So
those are interesting. I'm not knocking them. I'm just like, oh my God.
You have to really think about them for a second.
I got to factor in what these people doing in the NBA and over here in golf. Like,
I will say, if you're gonna take any of these, I'm hammering the Matthew Stafford first completion versus Russell Westbrook's assist because I don't think Russell Westbrook's gonna play.
That's not mine. That's the other one. The Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's.
It just seemed like a slam dunk. Like, why in the hell would Joe Burrow throw for way more than Steph?
On his longest completion, though.
I understand.
So 63 yarder to Jamar Chase.
And to, let's say, Steph Curry's 27 points. What let's say? What do we get? Like 5 rebounds and let's say 8 assists. What is
that? That's only like 42.
On his longest, but see, I don't think he gets.
That's 40 exactly.
I'm not even thinking he getting a 6-yard play. So that's. I don't see the. I get it. I'm gonna play the odds. I'll roll with Steph Curry because if we blow up and have like a 50-point game, I'm like, okay, good luck, buddy.
All right, I'll just go.
I think the potentiality.
Yeah, because if he go, I feel like if Steph scores anything over 40, that's Steph's winning it. But
and nothing on the LA Lakers defense. Strikes any kind of fear in me at all that they're going to stop this guy from scoring.
Who is going to be on the perimeter stopping Steph Curry from just bombing threes all night long?
They might as well just go and spot him 30 at the beginning. Like, I'm getting 30 off no matter what you do. I'm getting 30 points, But so with that being said, can he score over 30? Possibly.
Watch them we're resting Steph Curry tonight. We don't even need him. Just Klay Thompson, this is your game.
They blow him out really fast, possibly. I mean, but that's that. This is why we do what we do. So I get it. But I'll just roll with that one.
Yeah.
I don't know enough of what's going on with the implosion of Westbrook to even make a real clear bet. I just like, damn, you saying he ain't going to play at all. I'm like, wow.
He didn't play versus Portland, and then they got blown out.
I don't know if
they didn't get blown out.
I don't know if there's any validity to it. Didn't he have like a knee thing he was resting?
He was fine.
Or something? He was just a healthy scratch?
Yeah. Well, I think they're blaming it on that, but I don't think he's.
I don't know enough.
He's not actually injured. It's like Harden's injury, his hamstring. Like they said on TNT the other night, they're just gonna rub some icy hot on it. He's gonna be in that game versus Philadelphia.
No, he's hurt.
Hurt feelings. Oh, and that's the perfect way to wrap this episode up. This is a great week, Super Bowl week. We all love this. NFL, do better. But regardless, we're ready for some good football. I think this is going to be a good football game. It's going to be exciting. As long as we don't have a repeat of the Rams' last Super Bowl, we're fine. So,
yeah.
Sean McVay.
That was fun.
Come on, bud. Is this the youngest matchup between two head coaches in the Super Bowl ever? Sean McVay's 36 and Zach Taylor's 38.
Possibly. I don't know. It could be. So
I thought that was an insane thing. That I saw that late last week, and popped back into my brain. I'm like, yeah, these guys are super young coaching in this.
Could be.
So I'm going to enjoy this Super Bowl. We're going to have some fun. Let us know what you guys think about this game down below. Everybody who's riding with Cincinnati, tell us why we are absolutely wrong, because I have not heard any definitive, good, real answers as to why Cincinnati is going to win this game.
Who commented on one of the podcasts? They were saying something about Joe Burrow. Did you catch that comment?
I have not looked at the comments
it
yet.
was about a week or two ago.
Okay.
But I think it was going into the Kansas City game. And there was somebody commented on it. I'm like, oh, okay. It was basically telling me to beware of Joe Burrow and his heroics. Yeah, the stuff I did not see in the game, by the way.
Yeah.
But nevertheless. I was just curious. Like, you have not even seen it.
Oh, yeah. I see this now. It is a comment saying, it was way back when we were talking about the divisional preview over here. I would take the Titans over the Bengals because Henry changes how the Titans run their offense with Tannehill where Tannehill benefits the most. Tannehill plays a lot more aggressive with Henry in there. And then I replied to that. I did see that, and I replied to it after the game saying that did not age well.
Gotcha.
He played like absolute crap. So I don't see anything about Joe Burrow specifically. But also, I guess let's talk about this. Russell Wilson to Tennessee. I don't see that happening. If Russell Wilson goes anywhere, I see him in New Orleans.
Keep saying and that's fine. I don't see since Russell Wilson really anywhere right now. I'm just not even there yet.
Russell Wilson's not playing football next year. No, I'm kidding.
Wherever he goes, it didn't seem like a good fit right now. I don't know if there is a good fit for him. I wouldn't want to see this happen. The best fit for him, and if they can leave the team intact with the exception of one player, would be in Green Bay. He took Aaron Rodgers' place. He took that same team.
I don't think it would.
He does more with less. That's all I know.
But I don't think that they have enough. Regardless,
no,
they don't have enough with Aaron Rodgers.
If they swapped it. Yeah. I'm just saying. But if he was just took that team, like I said, I don't see right now. I just don't see a good fit for him. I have to really think about wait.
Plus, if they're trading away Aaron Rodgers, why would they trade for another quarterback? They have to justify that.
No,
pick.
I understand that. So. Again, if they were going to trade him to Denver, they're not taking any quarterbacks back.
Because I don't think so. Because if they trade for another quarterback, you basically are saying we kicked Aaron Rodgers out for no reason.
No, or they can just we go in a different direction. Why did Indianapolis let Mr. Peyton Manning go just to bring in Andrew Luck? Andrew Luck could have sat on the bench for a year.
He was injured.
Peyton Manning still came back the very next year and played.
I'm well aware of that.
And went to the Super Bowl.
Still different circumstances. He was injured the year before.
Doesn't matter. It's just the point being is you can still draft a quarterback. You don't have to sit there and start. I'm just saying we see all these different scenarios from team to team.
Plus, also that they didn't have the rule about the fifth year option yet. So like this is now like you have to justify. You traded up for like if they just took Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a different story, I think.
I understand.
But you traded up for him. Look, you could not.
We already know it was a bad
You couldn't
deal.
live without him.
It's one of those things. You get somebody in the first round, either you're getting them to start or you're grooming them. Period. That's generally all that says. In this case, for some reason, it was just a lot of confusion as to why did we get this guy? We're not sure. And the organization is not coming out stating what the whole movement.
They clearly don't believe in him.
They haven't stated it. I understand what it looks like, but they look. The Packers organization could have got ahead of this a long time ago. Said something. They've dropped nothing. We just getting the bickering between the organization and Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, obviously there's some. I don't know what the hell's going on, but there's obviously been some riff and ruffle that happened in the organization, in the higher ups, and Yeah, with the suits. I don't know.
Hopefully soon after the Super Bowl, we get a damn answer as to where he's going to be.
Bottom line, they botched the draft. That's just
if he goes back, I'm going to be highly disappointed.
Just be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to be, but
because right now, I still say at best 50-50. At best. And it's a damn shame. The needle should have moved more, and it hasn't, because you really just, what are y'all doing, man? What are we doing here? But with that being said, we're talking about the Super Bowl. Let's let the Super Bowl play out, and then we'll
get to the offseason later. So, you're totally right about that. I am ready for the Super Bowl. I can't wait for this game. I think it's going to be good, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
I'm ready to see Matthew Stafford finally get crowned. And guess what? We'll have the same amount of titles as Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Yeah, he will. In less time?
No, less time. It doesn't matter. Same time. I mean, when it's all said and done, I'm like,
I'm just thinking of, yeah.
No, I think Rodgers did it in his 5th season or something like that. It was relatively early, 4th or 5th year, something like that.
No. I'm saying in the same time being in the league.
Stafford came out first.
Was he? Did he get drafted before him? I can't remember. That was 2005. Before my consciousness. No, but one last question before we sign off.
Yes.
If the Rams win this game, Matthew Stafford wins MVP, Hall of Fame or not?
Yes.
I agree. I think he's already a Hall of Famer without it.
You don't need a title. That's one thing in football. You don't necessarily have to win a title to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's even for quarterbacks. And yes, he has done more than enough. The only thing he has not done is win.
Yeah. So I think this will put it over the top for me. I think that there are going to be questions for a lot of people still. I would not be surprised they win this in a close game, and people are like, "Oh, he almost gave this game away," and I could see them giving Matthew Stafford the Jimmy G kind of sentiment. But regardless, I think he's a Hall of Famer already. The title will only cement it for me.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers came into the league in 2005. Matthew Stafford 2009.
Yeah, he did it in less time. So I did not know it was 2009 he came in. Jesus.
I didn't know it was that late or early. I mean, man, I just, years started to get just jumbled up after a while.
So. Yeah. So that's that. I think, easily. He'll have the same amount of Super Bowls in 4 less seasons. And he did it while he was playing on Detroit and eventually got the Super Bowl in LA. But
once he had to leave to get...
Yeah.
He was probably case.
Yeah.
He should have just left sooner. But anyway.
Regardless, that's going to do it for today's episode. Well, thank you guys for listening. Again, let us know what you guys think down below about Matthew Stafford, about the Super Bowl itself, about Joe Burrow, about Cincinnati, whatever the case may be. Let us know. Let's have a conversation about it, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Ram on.